What if Marvel just dropped the single biggest trailer in MCU history, but almost nobody was allowed to see it? Well, that's exactly what went down at CinemaCon with Avengers Doomsday. The internet is absolutely buzzing with leaks and descriptions from that secret screening, and today we are going to piece it all together, every single shocking moment.
So, since we can't actually watch the trailer ourselves, we're doing the next best thing. We've collected all the most detailed, reliable accounts from people who were actually in that room to build, well, kind of like a shot-for-shot breakdown of what was shown. Think of this as your all-access pass to CinemaCon's most protected secret.
Okay, so before we even get into what was in the trailer, you need to understand the real-world drama that was swirling around this whole thing. This wasn't just Marvel showing off a new movie. This was a major power move.
Yeah, see, this was way more than just a trailer drop. It was a strategic play. Disney was in a conflict with IMAX over screen space because of Dune 3. So what did Disney do? They just sidestepped IMAX completely and announced their own premium format, called Infinity Vision. That is a massive statement in the movie world. And they guarded this trailer like it was a state secret. I mean, guards at every single seat, absolutely no phones. The fact that the crowd's reaction was so insane they had to play it a second time, that tells you everything you need to know.
So you can imagine, with all that industry drama hanging in the air, this trailer had to be an absolute home run. And right out of the gate, it tackled the one question that's been hanging over the entire MCU since Endgame. I mean, seriously, after a villain who snapped away half of all life in the universe, how do you possibly top that? Well, the trailer's answer is, it's just brilliant. And frankly, it's terrifying.
There he is. The new face of fear in the MCU is Victor Von Doom, and from what we're hearing, he shows up in his full, comic-accurate glory, immediately establishing a presence that is every bit as menacing as Thanos. But the real shock, the thing that has everyone talking, isn't just that it's Doom. It's who is under that mask.
And this is the part that just completely broke the internet. Dr. Doom is being played by Robert Downey Jr., but let's be absolutely crystal clear about this. This is not some evil Tony Stark from another universe. This is Victor Von Doom, a completely new character for RDJ. People who were there swear he is unrecognizable, using this deep, gravelly British accent. And just to show you what he's capable of, there's a shot where he just casually stops Thor's Stormbreaker with one hand. Just stops it cold. The hero of the Infinity Saga is now the ultimate villain.
So the trailer doesn't just show us Doom. It spends most of its runtime building this incredible, palpable sense of dread around him. This isn't just another bad guy they have to fight. This is an extinction-level event in the making.
And the first hint that something is deeply wrong comes from a very familiar face. We apparently see Professor X in the X-Mansion, and he's looking out his window as he watches a terrifying incursion begin. The look on his face is just pure dread as he says, something is coming, something we will not be able to deter.
And then you hear him. RDJ's voice says Doom, and everyone says it's absolutely chilling. He talks about how the heroes are going to have to make an unthinkable decision, basically implying that he's setting up a catastrophe so huge that any choice they make is going to lead to something awful.
And this just perfectly shows you the scale of this threat. Most of the trailer is narrated by Thor, a guy who's fought frost giants, dark elves, his own sister Hela, and Thanos himself. And yet, he says this about Doom. I faced enemies that scared me far less than this one. Coming from the god of thunder, man, that line hits hard. Thor's whole speech builds to this one desperate line. After warning that every sacrifice they've ever made will mean nothing if they don't unite, he ends with this plea, really, and it sets up the entire emotional core of the trailer. Mark my words, we are going to need a miracle.
And from that moment of dread, the trailer apparently just explodes into this insane, rapid-fire montage of action. We get these chaotic glimpses of new heroes teaming up and some unbelievable new matchups. Okay, so one of the most talked about moments is a fight scene between Shang-Chi and, get this, Gambit, played by Channing Tatum, finally. And people who saw it said it wasn't just a brawl. They described it as this beautiful, highly stylized dance of combat, pitting Shang-Chi's pure martial arts mastery against Gambit's flashy, kinetic style.
And the quick cuts just keep on coming. We apparently get our first real look at the Fantastic Four inside a new Avengers Tower, which has a new logo, by the way. What's that about? Then there's a shot of Mystique shape-shifting into Yelena during a fight. That's going to cause some problems. And then a jaw-dropping shot of Namor literally parting the entire ocean. The scale is supposed to be just off the charts.
But the trailer, it saved its biggest, most earth-shattering, mind-blowing reveal for the very, very end. It's a moment that directly answers Thor's plea for a miracle and reportedly left the entire room in just stunned silence.
Remember when Thor said they were going to need a miracle? Well, the very last shot of the trailer is exactly that. It's the answer.
The screen cuts to an older Steve Rogers. He's got long hair, a beard. He looks like he's been through it all. He just looks at Thor and says, "Hey, pal." And then he just raises his hand, and a hammer, it's not clear if it's Mjolnir or Stormbreaker, flies right into his grasp. The camera just stays on Thor's face as his pure shock slowly melts into this little hopeful smile. The original hero is back.
And that's where it cuts to black. It leaves us with the ultimate question, right? When you're facing a threat as absolute and as terrifyingly intelligent as Doctor Doom, a villain played by the MCU's greatest hero, is the return of Captain America the one miracle that can actually save them all? I guess we're going to have to wait to find out.